Hi guys, and welcome to another video. As you may know from my previous video, a few weeks ago I went to Iceland and I came up with a few tips to share with you if you're planning your first trip to that beautiful country. The first tip I have, and probably the most important, make sure you've got some windproof outer layers for your clothing. I bought, especially for that trip, like a parka coat. It wasn't even that hot, it wasn't like for the Arctic or anything. It was quite a light, comfortable jacket with some teddy bear inside, so it was pretty warm, but it had room for me to layer up. But the main thing about that parka was that it was waterproof and windproof. That is so important. And I also had windproof trousers with some fleece inside. Even if you're wearing 5 layers but your jacket lets the wind through, you will be freezing and you will just want to get back in the car or the bus and you will not enjoy yourself. Honestly, the wind makes it feel a lot colder than it actually is. So it was like around -10 to -15 while we were there, which is quite cold, but the wind made it feel even colder. Like, I was colder there in -10 than I was in -20 before. In Poland, where I'm from in Poland, we get quite cold winters, so -10 I would still go to school, not even wear tights under my jeans, because all I needed was my big coat and I was fine because there's no wind. In Iceland, the wind just makes it feel so much colder than it actually is, so make sure you got some windproof stuff. In terms of dressing in general, layers are key. So whilst we were out road tripping and exploring, I was wearing a base layer, then on top of that I had a jumper on, a fleece, and then my windproof jacket. So in the car I would usually just take my jacket off, or even the fleece, and just have 2 layers, but when we were walking about, those 3 layers and my jacket were enough to keep me warm. I was fine, like I wasn't freezing. And then I had my fleece lined trousers, and I had some really nice thick socks and my walking boots. And then I bought some skiing gloves, very thick skiing gloves, but they weren't windproof, so my hands were freezing in them. So then I just swapped to like some normal light gloves, and I put them in my pockets, which are lined with some warm layers as well. So that's when my hands were fine. So I would take them out in my gloves to take some photos, put them back in my pockets, and I was fine walking about. Obviously I also had a hat, and another important thing is to bring something to cover up your face. So I didn't bring a scarf because my coat goes up quite high, and I thought I'll be fine. No, the wind gets you like crazy. Either a scarf or like a snoot that you can wear. So I actually bought one while I was there. It was so pricey for a piece of fabric. It was £30, but I thought, well, that could be my souvenir. So I bought one while I was there, which honestly saved my face because the wind just gets you so bad. So that is my advice about clothing. Then the car. So I highly recommend, if you can, hire a car, and then you can just create your own itinerary. You're not waiting around for anyone, you're not time bound to other people's schedules, you're just doing your own thing. You can plan your own activities and just go and explore and stop wherever you want to stop. I think that's the way to do it in Iceland, definitely. It's a very safe country, so you don't need to worry about that, and especially if the weather is nice. So even though it was so cold, the roads were fine, were clear, because we were lucky enough it was sunny. And then money. So the currency in Iceland is Icelandic krona. Now, we didn't bring any cash whatsoever. Both me and my partner have bank accounts where they don't charge for converting currency and payments abroad with the card. They just convert the money and that's it. So there's no fees. That's what we use. We just use our cards. And in fact, I paid with my phone, contactless, everywhere we went. Even somewhere in the middle of nowhere by a waterfall in the shop, they were taking card payments. So I didn't even see the Icelandic money because I didn't need it, because you can just pay by card. So that concludes this video. I hope you found it helpful if you're planning a trip to Iceland. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video.